Hey guys, just found something real interesting with my old 4V heads that I completely forgot about from back in the days. Now, I know I wrote up there Boss 4V heads, question mark, but you'll see here it's got a plug on the water jacket, or someone's put a plug before. It's a Welsh style plug, and you'll see it's got one there and one on the other side. Now, that's real interesting because someone's gone through the effort to drill that out perfectly, and then at a later time have drilled it back out because the Cleveland's that needs to be drilled back out. Now, you'll also find that the side here is tapped and drilled out. It's been plugged up, and it was plugged up on my old street and strip motor that these things came off from, but just real interesting. I'm thinking, what were these heads on beforehand? Were they genuine Boss 302 heads? Because I know that face on them is blocked off. And people in the past, like we're talking in the 70s or 80s, anyone that's scored back then Boss 302 4V heads, to run them on a Cleveland, you'll need to drill it out and open those passages up for all the water jacketing and stuff like that. But I don't think that's the case here because I've gone through the effort to do some research on the heads, and these are, I know that's upside down, but these are D1AE heads, GA, and they got a build date on the back there, which is all right, guys. Here you see genuine Cleveland heads on a 351 Cleveland. I've got it circled there, and now you'll see Boss, genuine 4V Boss 302 Clevo heads, and there you have some CHI Clevo heads that are modified to go on a Boss style Windsor, and as you can see they have that two front little openings there joining onto the water neck, the thermostat housing on a Windsor manifold. So, okay, I'll just turn the head around just so you can have a look. So the casting date on this is 1A7, so meaning this is 1971, A meaning January, 7 meaning the 7th. So 7th of January 1971, that's when this head was casted. You got the CF there. And that's the way the casting numbers work. So if that was a 9, that'll be a 1969 January the 7th, or if that was a 0, it'll be a 70 January the 7th, and so forth. That could be a B for February. That could be a 1-7 there, meaning it's the 17th. So that's the way it works, from what I can gather. But look, I'm not going to get into the knickknacks of codes and what all that shit means. I'll leave that more for the guys that can talk about it all day, and just that's more for the restoration guys, the concourse guys that want the right part on the right vehicle and so on. For me, making horsepower and just using Clevo parts, that'll do me. I'm not going to get into the knickknacks about it, but just real interesting. Just being having these Welsh plugs installed by someone. So like I said, I'm thinking that the casting number doesn't add up to what an original Boss 302 4V head should be, from what I can gather, like online from what everyone says. I think the original casting numbers on a genuine 302 Boss 4V Cleveland head style head, it was a DOZE or something like that. It's definitely, from what I can gather, not a D1 AE style head. But so I'm thinking, I don't think it's that. But what it might be is maybe someone tried to run these before my time, try to run them on a Windsor. So someone was trying to maybe do their own Boss style custom, you know, Windsor style motor. So maybe what they had to do was, because the Clevos have got a natural squarey type of opening there, not that's been done, but maybe someone's tried to plug them up and then bolt them to their you know, Boss style Windsor, and you know, have opened up the side and have maybe you know, because like on the Windsors, on their intake manifolds, they got the water neck housing, the thermostat housing up at the front here, as you guys would know. So maybe they've opened up the side so that, you know, it passes through there, so that's blocked, and it passes through there, joins onto the manifold, and so does the other side. So maybe they've done that, and then it's come back to Cleveland Life, and they've gone, oh wow, this is interesting, we got to open this up because we need some, you know, we need some water to pass through there. So I'm thinking it's probably that. I mean, it's all irrelevant really to me, but I'm thinking that's what maybe happened with these babies. Or you never know, maybe someone had a theory, maybe someone opened this up, you know, maybe it was for a Clevo, maybe someone tapped the side and, you know, did some fancy stuff with the cooling system, you know, who knows. I wouldn't have a clue, but I just thought I'll share it with you, because I am planning to still run these heads. These heads used to be off my my old NA straight up 351 motor back in the days that I ran mid to high tens with NA. So, and I'll do a little thing on that. I'll drag out some pictures and whatnot, and I'll talk about that old combo and how good it was and how strong it was. And it did very good for back in the days. We're talking 20 plus years ago, probably more like 25 years ago. So, you know what I mean? It was definitely a good achievement for back in those days to run some serious ETs like that, and all being NA, and all, you know, just being a basic combo, running 4V heads, running a straight up 351 cubic inch, you know, no stroker, none of that stuff, running a standard Clevo rod, wasn't even a 6-inch rod or anything like that. But I'll get into that combo. I'll save that for another chat. And I remember, because we did rebuild it, we did sort of do a backyardish, and I'll just go through that combo and how well it was and how well it performed, but that'll be at a later chat. But yeah, these are my old Buttes, and they're just 4Vs, you know, cleaned up. There's nothing really special going on in there. You can see it's all been de-dagged. Minimal bowl work, but I am gonna go pretty crazy with these heads. You'll see we did a receiver groove there, because I did O-ring my old block back in the days, and I ran like a copper head gasket, you know, which everyone was doing back in those days. But yeah, I just thought I'll run that and just see what your thoughts are, because that was interesting to me. I knew about that, but I forgot all about it. And, you know, this thing's been mocked up on the stand for ages, but I'm soon going to get into it. And you know, obviously it's all about time and all about funds, but it'll eventually happen. And we'll put this baby back together and try and do some freaky stuff with it, and you know, try and do a serious combo out of it and see what we can get out of these things. But yeah.